What's up, guys? Welcome to the Huddle. I'm Britt Johnson. It is Friday. It is my second favorite day of the week. I am here with Ben Bateman. Now, Ben Bateman and I go way, way back. We actually used to host a show together called The Branded Athlete. It was like a 45-minute show. We got to talk all day long. Today, we can only talk for 5 minutes, so we can't be long-winded. But Ben, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm a big sports fan. Britt and I used to talk about the Clippers, the Cowboys, the Dodgers, pretty much just the stuff Britt wanted to talk about for like 45 minutes a day.
That's what we're going to do today.
I work over at NFL Red Zone and Fantasy Zone with DirecTV AT&T. I do a lot of sports content for them, and that's
and he's here. And unfortunately, we're not talking football today. We're going to talk some basketball because, again, we're talking about what Britt wants to talk about, and it is the Clippers. The Clippers are now 4-0. They're one of two teams that are still undefeated in the NBA. What are your thoughts on the Clippers now that Chris Paul is gone? How is Blake doing? Tell us everything you know.
Well, so first of all, I don't think the Clippers are for real. I just want to get that off my chest and just say that outright. I don't think they're for real.
I think we're going to have to wrap this up a little early today.
First, I mean, we've all seen what Blake Griffin could do when Chris Paul was injured over the last couple of years. And those stretches of 12 and 14 games, I mean, he really, really would turn it on. His stats would go through the roof, and we're seeing that right now.
Right.
But unfortunately, when a guy like that, who is the #1 pick, it's the difference of somebody like a Richard Sherman or an Aaron Rodgers, a Dame Lillard. These guys that kind of have chips on their shoulders not being the #1 pick.
Yeah.
They work harder. They get there faster. I mean, sure, Blake is turning it on and he's running the offense now, but we're seeing Aaron Gordon do that in year 3. You know what I mean? And they're a very similar build. So I do think that Blake Griffin is having his moment. I'm waiting for the injury, unfortunately, not because I want to see it happen.
I knew you were going to say that because he can't stay healthy. I mean, the last 2 postseasons he was injured.
Yeah, it's not a question of want to see him get injured. It's more of, I think that when it used to be, Chris or Blake would get injured, that team could still run because it had one or the other. Is DeAndre going to be able to run that team? Is he going to be able to?
I mean, look at guys like Patrick Beverley stepping up. I even feel Austin Rivers is stepping up. We have one of the guys that was in the talks of 6th Man of the Year, Lou Williams, now on the team. So I just feel like what the Cavs have learned is that you need those backup guys. You need a bench. You need like a strong team around just besides the starters. And I think that's why the Warriors are kind of struggling right now, because they're kind of like not having all those pieces together that they did before, and all these other teams are getting these benches that are out of this world. And I think that's what's like the difference in, winning and losing right now, because I feel like the Western Conference itself is just so competitive and it's so good, and like every team is gonna, in a few years, gonna be a super team in their own right. So it's like, I don't know.
I mean, my thought is this. If Blake Griffin can give us even 70 games, then the Clippers are going to be a top 4 seed. They're not as good as their record suggests. They aren't the best team in the NBA, but by no means are they the possible dumpster fire that I think people were worried they might be if a Blake Griffin.
I was very worried when Chris Paul left.
Yeah, but here's what we're seeing in Houston. Chris Paul shows up and he misses the first month of the season.
Yeah.
That's why I drafted James Harden in fantasy. I knew this was going to happen. I mean, like, I believe the Clippers have a shot. I just don't think they're the best team. However, the buzzer beater last night,
insane.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff.
Insane. And that's like what I think the Clippers always miss. Like, we were never clutch when it counted, you know? And
exactly.
I feel like, please let us stay this way. I pray and hope they stay this way. But let's move on to our L's this week. What is your L for the week?
Well, sticking with the theme of the NBA, I think it's got to be Eric Bledsoe. Talk about a star that has fallen. First of all, he tweets out, "I don't want to be here."
He said he was at like a salon or barbershop or something, though.
Yeah, sure. That's what happened. I don't want to be in this barbershop, but I won't clarify, and I'm not, I don't know, a multi-million-dollar paid NBA player or anything, so people won't be paying attention. I think you tweet, "I don't want to be here." All of a sudden, your leverage and your trade value goes like this. Then you're on the Suns. They fire the coach. The Suns then win 2 in a row. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets an L. My L is actually going to be Joe Flacco, because I'm sorry, Joe, but like just how he got up, like that injury, like just like he was so like, my camera guy back here was actually like, "Excuse me, sir, I think I have a question." That's how he looked when he was getting up. And that was a pretty hard hit. I don't personally think it was a dirty hit. I just think when you're coming that fast, and because Joe Flacco's so big, he doesn't really get low when he's sliding, and the hit happened. So I don't think it was dirty, but he definitely gets my L for the week, because lights out. He really did get knocked out on that hit. Like, really got knocked out.
I really think that there's like a fine line between that whole, the quarterback gave himself up and the defensive player didn't like launch themselves, because he really did launch himself, and it's a running quarterback who's like, he's like this big lumbering dude.
Yeah, the very last second. He's so big anyway. I don't think it was dirty. Do you think it was dirty?
I would, if 51-49, it's 51% dirty, then yeah, it's gotta
be.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it was dirty. Well, Ben, thank you for gracing us with your presence. And Ben Bateman always knows I love his cleavage. He always has his shirts and buttons. I hope you guys like Ben's cleavage too. Tell them where they can follow you at.
You guys can find me at Ben Bateman Media. There's plenty of cleavage there, but
if
that's not what you're looking for, I promise.
More cleavage than you see from Britt Johnson.
There's other stuff there too that's not cleavage. Thanks.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, shop the Fumble store before you go, and I'll see you Monday. Ben, we hope to see you again soon.
Thanks, Britt.
Thanks. Bye, guys.